Hi, today we're going to talk a little bit about encouragement, specifically where your pastor's wife is concerned. Um, we read in a lot of encouraging things in the Psalms. Psalm 73 in particular is kind of a dichotomy of how we really feel and how we should feel and how ultimately our feelings turn into faith. When it talks about all these things people are doing, we see the wicked, they're prospering. It has some really funny language for that. You need to read it, several different versions. And then we are watching that, and he says, my feet nearly slipped because I was watching all this going on, and I was thinking, God, don't you see this? How are you letting this happen? And here I am. All these things are going on, and do you care? So we've all felt that way. Every one of us have felt that way, even your pastor's wife. Right now, we're living in a world full of discontent, and it has bled over into our spiritual lives and our churches, our homes, our workplaces. And so that's something that we really need to combat. We can only do it the way that this psalmist did it. He asked these questions. He's accusing God of letting things go. And then it says he went into the sanctuary. So I like to think of that as a way to encourage ourselves is what we do in our sanctuary. One definition of sanctuary is a place that's set aside for worship. And that's usually what we think of when we talk about sanctuary. That's where we go to meet with other believers, and we can be encouraged through the singing of psalms, hymns, and spiritual songs, of reading of the word, expounding the word, discourse with each other on the word, sharing those common things. That's an encouragement. When you're discouraged, you do not need to stay away from your brothers and sisters in Christ. Now, sometimes the pastor's wife can become very discouraged, and she's still going to be there with the brothers and sisters in Christ, but it's a little bit different because you're coming up to her before and after service telling her your discouragement, and she's listening to it. So she's taking that home with her. She's taking that home with her. She's taking the things that she sees that her husband struggles with from day to day. She's taking the things that concern her children. And all these things is what she's taking, and they can be a very heavy weight on her because we all contribute to that. So it seems like she's just kind of out there in left field. But as the psalmist said, how foolish. I finally realized, you've got me. You've got a hold of my right hand. You're the one that's keeping my feet on this path. You're the one that's keeping me from slipping. And I know in my heart what is true, that the unfaithful will reap what they reap. The faithful will be blessed by you. So until we can get to that point, sometimes we do need encouragement for each other and from each other. There are some practical things that we can do for each other. Pray for each other, send cards. A gift card is always nice, just for no reason at all. Just the things, the little looks and the laughs and the camaraderie, the luncheons, the practical things we can do, something that you know that person likes, and encourages them with that, with a little note that says, hey, I'm praying for you. I don't know what's going on, maybe nothing, but I want you to know that I love you. Well, those are some practical things, and they do mean a lot. Coming from a pastor's wife, those things mean a lot. I have, those of you who know me, my bed in my bedroom is very tall. I am very short. An anonymous giver gifted me a little stool, beautiful little stool, for me to be able to get up in my bed. Well, I don't know who that was, but it meant the world to me. It was very encouraging because I knew that she knew a need, and she accomplished it and blessed me. It was very encouraging just to know that someone knew and saw the need. That's where we need to be as a spiritual person. The things that we can do to encourage our pastors' wives are, of course, pray for her before she even asks. Pray for her daily. Notice, take note of her countenance. You don't have to know what's going on with her. You can read in Psalm 73 probably what's going on with her. There are people who are saying things, doing things, bullying behind the scenes. Nobody knows. Everyone's bringing them a glass of water. They don't know, but she knows. She's bearing that. There are things that you don't know. You don't have to know. You don't need to know, but you can encourage her. You can pray for her. You can love her. Do that every day. Also, you can love her children. That is huge. That's a huge encouragement when someone loves your children. Pastors' children oftentimes, are misdiagnosed as the meanest kids in the church when they're not. I thank God that I grew up not with that expectation that I didn't have to be on that pedestal, that I just had to be what God wanted me to be, and everyone needed to be what God wanted them to be. I wasn't special because I was the pastor's kid. Everyone is special because they're a Christian. So encourage her by loving her children, loving her husband, and praying for her husband. And this is something that might be a little bit difficult, but it's very important, I think. Allow your pastor's wife to be herself. Allow her to be who God made her to be. Allow her to have the personality that God gave her and minister that way. She's not the pastor's wives that have come before her. I'm not. Not that they're not good women to emulate, but I'm not them. I'm my own person. And thank goodness the people that come behind me won't be like me, with all my flaws. But love her for who she is. Don't compare her, because you don't really know what's gone on behind closed doors in any situation. What may have seemed perfect to you wasn't. God knows. So love her for who she is. Celebrate her uniqueness. Celebrate her funny or quirky or silly laugh. Celebrate her. If she's the pastor's wife that wants to wear flip-flops all summer long, hey, that's okay. That's her. Celebrate her. Don't gift her a pair of high heels. Celebrate her. Let her be uniquely who God made her to be. Love her for that. Encourage her. Lift her up in prayer always. And I'm telling you right now, you will be blessed when you bless others. Thanks for listening. Let's put some of these things into action for each other, okay?